Hello and welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we will be reviewing the new features for debugging and diagnostic inside Visual Studio 2017. So first thing first, let's start with really new cool feature that can really help you and enhance your work. Now notice I have this breakpoint right here, okay? And imagine that I have this code right here and I don't want to wait for this loop to run, okay? And I don't want like to come here and place another breakpoint. So I hit continue, okay? And I want to jump through lines very quickly inside the debugged code. So how I can do that? Now, let's first thing first run the application, okay? Now, while it's running, oops. Now it has run, okay, and notice that we having this breakpoint activated right here. But I don't want to wait for this for loop. I want to get to this line very quickly. Now notice with me that we have this new cool feature right here that it's called click to run, that as soon as I click this one, this line right here, it will allow me to jump to it, execute the previous code, allow me to jump to it, so I don't have to like place multiple breakpoints at different locations, etc. It was a bit of a long long story, okay, jumping between lines. All right, so that's for the click for run, and as you can see it's really simple. Just hover over the code and hit run to execute. Okay, now if we go down to debug, okay, and I want to go to attach to process, okay. Now notice we have a new enhancement inside the attach to process. Notice that we can now filter the processes and look for the process that we want to attach. Like if you have an IIS enabled inside the uh, inside on your machine, okay, you can select it, all right, and like attach your code to it, all right. So as you can see, this run, or let's say this filter, can enhance our work and make it much easier to look for the process instead of like going through this long list of these different processes and selecting the appropriate processes. So the filter processes can be very helpful. Now, what about exceptions? Okay, now let me just block the code, okay, and I would like to remove this breakpoint, sorry. Now I will rerun the solution, okay. Now what about exceptions, what we can do about them? And as you can see, I have this random exception that I have selected right here, okay, and it will be now activated. So about this exception, how we can like add some condition to it, work with it, okay. Now the new feature in Visual Studio 2017 is that we have now exception settings, okay. Now we can prevent the exception when thrown, when except from the assembly, or let's say the code that or the project we are running from, okay. So we can like come over here and block it from running, okay. Now so that's for the this new feature. You come here, okay, you can break it till to break, except when it's running from the selected assembly or selected project. Now since this is an ASP core, notice that we have two options to run it in IIS Express and the exe application, okay. So you don't wonder from, so you don't wonder from where this vsweb.exe has came from, okay. Now also we have conditions, okay, and as you notice we can also come here, as we said, that prevent this exe from having this exception shown, okay. And also we can come here and prevent it from other assemblies or other work. So like you can say maybe student.dll, Okay, so you can add as many conditions as much as you want, and also handle them, like remove them. Okay, so it's okay, and the setting has gone off. Okay, so that's some really nice and cool feature that you can use with the new exception helper. Okay, now let's stop that. All right, we talked about conditions. Now let's see some new things in the diagnostic. Okay, let me open the diagnostic tools and notice with me that when I go to the CPU usage, let me expand it for you. Now it show me the usage of the CPU for each process inside my application. And if I, let's say, double click on this process, notice that I have this right here. It show me like the sequence of what called what, and then what took the most from the CPU, different processes. So as soon as you hit double click, you will see more intensive information, like not only the percentage, but also what also for the different called functions CPU usage. Okay, so go from the diagnostic and select CPU usage and double click on the let's say process you want to see what it's calling, what it's consuming, etc. And also you have this option right here. You can select it as a tree or you can see it as visually. Okay, so the diagnostic tool in the CPU usage has some new feature also that can help you let's say profile your application and see your CPU usage, and also make sure you have the CPU profiling enabled. Okay, if it's not, come to summary and select enable CPU profiling. Okay, so that's for the diagnostic tool. All right, now let me show you the feature that I've always wanted to have inside Visual Studio. Okay, and this feature, I guarantee to you, every web developer will be very happy to have. All right, now that's feature, or this feature is the ability to debug JavaScript. Yes, you are hearing me correct. JavaScript inside Visual Studio. Okay, so how you do that? Okay, or let me show you the proof. Okay, so I will come to the jQuery file right here. Okay, and I have this breakpoint placed right here, just like a random breakpoint on the jQuery file. Okay, and I'm going to hit run. Now there is a condition. Okay, make sure you select Google Chrome as your browser. Okay, so don't come down to me and tell me like it didn't work, it's not working. You need to select Chrome as your browser. And notice this really nice message that we can set the breakpoints in TypeScript and also JavaScript and see the execution of it. All right, so let's just give it some time. It will take some time to run, of course. And as you notice, the breakpoint is not still activated. It will take some time for it to be activated. Oh, right, all right. So now we have it activated, and as you notice, we have a new tab inside the solution. It's called the script documents, since we are running it inside the Chrome. Okay, and if I refresh the page, yes, we have the ability to debug, and also we can use the new feature we just seen, like we can tell it to come run to over here. Okay, so as you notice, we don't have any problem. It's really easy to use. You just go to the JavaScript file and place your breakpoint and it will work. It will work. So that's some really cool feature that I wanted from a long time ago, and it has been enabled in Visual Studio 2017. So I hope you enjoy and find this lecture useful. Thank you for watching.